What up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a good day. I'm making this video to let y'all know that living beyond your means, it ain't it. You know, flexing, living beyond your means, that ain't it. Basically, be better with your money and how things are. Especially because of right now, as I'm making this video, we in a recession, bro. Like, granted, we're in like the beginning parts of a recession, but we're in a recession. Even if we weren't in a recession, I still think this is great advice, but especially because we're in a recession, yeah, this ain't the time to be doing that. This ain't the time to be living beyond your means and flexing and doing all that stuff. You got to get it together when it comes to your money and stuff. And so, like, I'm not trying to say I'm a financial advisor or anything, because I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, based on the experience I've had and the research I've done, like, when it comes to budgeting and not living beyond your means, like, it's a lot better and a lot less stressful than doing it, right? And I'm not saying you can't have nice things, because somebody's gonna take it and be like, "Oh, you're saying I can't have nice things?" No, you can. You just gotta know how to budget and like do good with your money, man. Like, because my thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with having nice stuff, but my thing is, if you're spending more money than you're bringing in, eventually you're gonna become poor. That's just how it is, right? And I know sometimes, like, people want to get nice things really because of flex culture, because, like, what's it called, keeping up with the Joneses culture. That's what I got, which is not nothing new. I mean, they've been doing that even when I was a kid. Like, I remember in high school, they used to, play the music videos, and people had, the guys with the money, and they going like that, and they got the, half naked girls and the Lambos and all that. They got all that in the rap music videos and stuff. So flex culture isn't, to me, new. But my thing is, don't let it fool you out here. Especially if you're in high school, like, even if you're not a high school adult, flex culture and just how people live, you think people living their best life. Really, I'm just like, nah, bro. Like, social media will be out here having you fooled, especially like say Instagram, because I know, like, Instagram, everybody be posting pictures about, oh, look at me, look where I traveled. I traveled to Maldives, or I traveled to Japan, or I traveled here, or I traveled there, and it's all nice or whatever. Or look at me, I got this new car, or I got this and I got that. Like I said, not saying it's not okay to have nice things or whatever, but you'll be thinking, oh, people are living this life all the time. When one, first of all, a lot of people ain't gonna post the work and the nitty gritty parts of getting the nice stuff. Like, a lot of people, they're just gonna post the highlights. Instagram and social media and Twitter, all that, they're highlights. So they're posting the highlights. They're showing all the good stuff. They're not posting all the bad stuff, the stuff they had to go through. They're showing all the good stuff. So that already is a warp of perception, because my thing is, like, they're not posting everything. They're just posting all the highlights and stuff. So don't be fooled just because they posting all the highlights. Because, like I said, some people don't post the work they do behind that. And then two, a lot of people are, like I said, they're living beyond their means. So they might be posting the stuff, but they living paycheck to paycheck. They not really living the best life, or like super rich or whatever. You'd be surprised, a lot of like middle class, somebody that grew up in middle class, a lot of middle class people, upper middle class, are living paycheck to paycheck. They miss one paycheck, they're gonna be in dire straits, dire needs, bro. According to a Lending Club survey, I found this on CNBC News, as of May 2022, around 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 64%. That's over half the population. Think about that. So, like, all the people you think, like, that are, like, middle class and all that, they living paycheck to paycheck, just like, the average worker, the average person. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Like I said, just because they have a nice car, or they got a nice fence or whatever, like I said, they living paycheck to paycheck. So that's what I mean by don't be living beyond your means. Like, make sure you're saving up money, you're budgeting, and doing things, correctly. Especially, like I said, right now, like, we're in a recession, bro. Like, even before a recession, like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, the only reason I lived in Ohio for 3 years, I was in poverty. Like, I was making less than like $18,000 a year, and the only reason I know I survived is, one, because of God, but two, because I know how to budget. Budgeting saved my life, bro. That's what some of y'all gotta learn how to budget. Not be trying to spend money on the most expensive stuff. Like, you don't always need like a new car. Like, instead of getting a new car, maybe get a used car from a reputable company. Do not buy a used car off the street. I did that. Do not buy that, because your car will have problems. But maybe, get a used car from a dealership instead of trying to get an all new car. maybe if you can't afford a super nice big place and it's just you, maybe it's okay to live in a smaller place. You don't have to buy the most expensive food. Like, there's a lot of cheap food that you can buy. It's not unhealthy. And then also you can use coupons. You know, buy in bulk. Those are just some budgeting things you can do. You know, you like stuff like, say, because I know for a lot of black people, they really like shoes. Maybe you shouldn't buy the new shoes every time it comes out, and it costs like over like $500. You know, maybe you wait a little bit or see if you can get it at a cheaper price. Like I said, for me, I like video games. I don't always buy every video game that comes out. Sometimes I'll wait a couple of years and get it marked down. Like, I don't impulsive buy. Like, impulsive buying is one of the things that like keeps people, like I said, living beyond the means. So you just gotta do better when it comes to budgeting, because like I said, you need it in life. You know, when people win the lottery, people are always like, oh man, I wish I had that money and stuff. But you know what's crazy? The fact that 70% of lotto winners, people that win the lottery, end up declaring bankruptcy in 5 years or less. Ain't that crazy? You would think, you know, oh, people win the lottery, they must be rich forever. No, over 70%. So that's, to me, almost three-fourths of people that win the lottery end up becoming poor again, which is crazy. You might be like, well, why that is? I mean, there's a lot of factors, but I think impulse buying is one of the things, because I honestly believe people that obviously win the lottery, they're not as, I would say, money savvy probably. So maybe they don't know about budgeting as much, budgeting as well, you know, and they impulse buy. They just buy everything. And like I said before, you keep buying, like, oh, I want to buy a nice house. I want to buy a nice car. I want to buy these designer clothes. I want to buy these designer shoes. You keep buying money with all this money, right? And like I said before, you keep buying and the same amount of money is not coming in. Eventually you're going to be poor, you know? Your spending can't be more than what you're making. And that's what a lot of people do when they win the lottery. They're spending more than what they're making. So they buy all this nice stuff. Like I said, nothing's bad about having nice stuff, but you buy all this nice stuff, you're living beyond your means, and then you can't keep up, and then you become poor. And it's just like, it's not worth it if you ask me. It's not worth it. You definitely should be, like I said, budgeting your money, budgeting. You know, I know for me, like, one thing I definitely want to do eventually, like when I move out and have a nicer place there, it would be cool to have like maybe your own little garden. I seen driving around like my town, like sometimes people will have like full-on, like I've seen like full-on corn stalks and like tomato plants in people's gardens. Are they allowed to have that? But like I said, I ain't the police, so it is what it is. 'Cause I know certain places they don't allow you to like plant things in your like yard or whatever, but you know, I think that's pretty cool, having like your own mini garden and stuff, so you don't have to go to the grocery store, because food is high right now. It's ridiculous. Like, even junk food is high. Like, that's why I'm like, hey, bro, cut out junk food if you got to. That helps you save. Do what you gotta do to save it, bro. Like I said, budgeting right now is the play. Living beyond your means, flexing, that ain't the play, bro. That ain't the play. It's all about budgeting. The fact that in 2019, the Federal Reserve did a survey of consumer finances, and they said the average American has about $5,300 in their savings and checkings account combined. That's crazy. And like that, and then basically the average American, like based on age, like the average American 35 years and younger has about $3,240 in their savings account, you know, and then 35 to 44 is $4,710, and then 45 to 54 is $5,620 in their savings account. So basically, the older you get, the more it goes up. It seems 51% of Americans have $5,000 or less in their savings, while 35% have at least $1,000 or less. And the median, or the average emergency fund is about $2,000, which I also think is pretty interesting. Like I said. So, I said all that to say, basically, like, a lot of people don't be saving money. A lot of people, they don't have as much money saved up as they should. Like, the fact that combined $5,000, that's crazy. And the fact that people 35 years, I'm 32, so 35 years younger have basically $3,000 or less in their savings account, that's crazy, bro. That's wild. Really living beyond your means. Like I said, it ain't it. Flexing, it ain't it. Like I said, have nice things. Like I said, go ahead and do your thing, have nice things, but like I said, don't be living beyond your means. Like I said, if you gotta divide it up, do what you gotta do. Do your research and stuff, because like investing, you wanna know how people get rich and stay good, they invest. first of all, they save, but even saving's not like the best. It's better than nothing, but it's not the best thing you can do. But like people invest. They invest in real estate. They invest in stocks. They invest in bonds. They invest in stuff. Which, like I said, do your research on that. Do your research. Like I said, I've noticed like wealthy people, at least from what I've experienced, a lot of wealthy people, like not rich, but like wealthy people, they don't always look like flashy. I remember when I worked in Ohio, the guy that owned the hotel, he would always come in like in a collar shirt and like dad jeans, and like he was part of the owners of the Football Hall of Fame. It was like him and like maybe one or two other guys. He owned the Football Hall of Fame. He had his own private airport in California, but he never looked flashy. Like unless he was going to an event or something, he just regular day clothes. He wore, like I said, collar shirt and dad jeans. So like I said, I think wealthy people, and just from what I heard, like wealthy people don't be spending all the types of money trying to look flashy and do everything because, like I said, they understand money, they understand how their wealth goes, and so that's just my thing. Like I feel like don't be trying to live beyond your means. Like I said, just try to budget and do what you got to do and know your schedule and know what you make and like just try to be better. I know there's a verse in the Bible that talks about you have to be a good steward over your money. I'll put it up here, so you can see it, because I don't remember what it is specifically, but I know there's a verse that, God talks about being a good steward over your money. And, that's also important. So it's not even just like a thing for us Christians. We should be a good steward over our money and be smart with how we handle our finances too. So there's that. All right. That's just my opinion about living on your means and budgeting. If you have any comments or anything, leave them in the comments below. What your thoughts are. All right. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Peace out.